Greetings everyone, and welcome back to the Pale Beyond in what might actually be the last episode of the series, because what I didn't notice last time is that this circle around our daytime thing has filled up, and we are in week 38. So this may really be the end of the game. Also, the doctor's tent is not available, so I'm assuming we actually made it. Very barely. Out of fuel, out of food. At least our decorum is somewhat good. But yeah, since it's not allowing me to cure anyone, I'm assuming we should be good. So I guess let's check upon Grimley and Junior. Ah, sure. Almost ready to set out. How are the boats looking, Grimley? That's good to hear. Those boats must best be ready, Grimley. Let's go with this one. How are the boats looking? Weathered. If we had any timber left, I could look at fixing them up. But we'll get there in one piece. You need to assign the crew to their stations. Plan carefully, sure. Don't know what we'll face out there. Everyone needs to pull their weight. Anything else, Captain? Give Grimley Captain Hunt's hat. Give Junior Captain Hunt's hat. Thank you both for everything. I want to give it to anyone specifically. I mean, that's more universal, like they both did their thing. I don't see a reason why I should give it to one over the other. I guess Grimley is a bit more, I don't know, a bit more familiar with Hunt. Likes him a bit more, so maybe he'll enjoy the hat. But yeah, let's go with thank you both for everything. I don't see the reason in choosing one over the other, even though that might not really be it, but there we go with that one. And I assume there's nothing to do here. Fuel goes in with stuff, so I mean, I might be able to cure some people of freezing, but is there any point in that? I kinda need people for this sail thing. Templeton, Hammond, Kurt, Cordell, Nutley and Kasha are aboard the largest lifeboat. Grimley and Junior man the other two vessels. The remaining crew must be decided. Oh, I see. All living crew must be allocated to the lifeboats before you can set sail. We have 16 left to assign. Okay, interesting. So we currently have all of our specialists. Actually, not all of them, but most of them in this first lifeboat. Let's assign to lifeboat 1. Can I actually check who's where? Don't think there's a way for me to check. Okay, so let's see this. So they're all locked. So it says deployed, so I assume means they are on a lifeboat. So these guys are on one of the lifeboats. Assume these ones are leading a lifeboat each. I mean, it did say what exactly it was, I just don't remember perfectly. So I assume we need at least one navigator on each boat. So let's go with lifeboat 1, or lifeboat 2, I should say. Let's go with Yorick the Third. And let's assign... We can assign one engineer each, sure, why not? Let's assign an engineer. Let's get a few sailors going. Something like that. And I mean, scientists. Let's get this guy, and on the other lifeboat we'll send both of these. Let's do that. There we go. They board the vessel. And let's assign some to this one as well. So we'll assign an engineer. these two. Let's give them Sculpt. And let's give them Tashi and Gnomes. How many people do I have left? So all of the engineers are deployed, all the scientists are done. We have 2 more sailors and 1 scout. So let's get 2 Johns assigned here as well. There we go. Now I'm kind of worried that it does keep their stats effects. Hopefully that doesn't play me in a bad way. And let's assign Runsda over here as well as Flick. I believe that's gonna be everyone, right? Oh, actually, never mind. Rund can be assigned. There we go. So that's that. You're now ready to set sail. Well, hopefully this goes well. You will not be able to return from this point, are you sure? Well, let's go with it. Camp is packed up and the lifeboats are prepared for sail. As you glance back at the shore, you notice the dogs sitting on the edge. They paw the water, eyeing the boats and their master. Cordell readies a rifle and fires into the air above them. It is enough to scare them off. Everything is ready, Captain. All that is left is for you to give the order. Let's get off this blasted ice. I'll see all of you on the other side. This isn't going to be easy. Keep alert. We're at the mercy of the ice and the ocean now. Might not all make it. You should be prepared for that. This will be the toughest challenge we've faced. Yeah, let's be positive. I see no reason to be negative and everything. I mean, I guess this one isn't bad. Just keep alert. But I think everyone is well aware of that. So let's get off this blasted ice. I'll see you all on the other side. It is 2:15 in the afternoon. For some back home, the end of lunchtime. For you, beginning of a countdown. Consider the boats carrying you through the ice. Try to keep your mind on the mission ahead. Observe the souls aboard. Let's see. Let's observe the souls aboard. Anticipation has quickly melted away the malevolent stagnation of how we're facing on that floe. Your past and future seem to shrink against the glaring challenges of the ice ahead. Consider your previous sailing experience. Allow yourself to enjoy this for but a moment. Get on with it. I think let's get on with it. You grip the tiller firmly. Stroke. The boats lurch forwards, bobbing side to side, parting the inky waters. Stroke. You're gaining speed now. Let's keep on going. And I really hope this goes well. A cadence is reached by all those rowing. The oars lift in unison. Uncomfortable for most, the crew has arranged the equipment as best they can to lift their sitting position to account for the raised edges of the boat. It's not long before Nutley begins a periodic ritual of dry heaving over the side of the boat between his turns rowing. Kasha curls over her camera, paranoid of any moisture that may enter its mechanism. You need to sail ahead. The fog finally clears to reveal the ice around. Oh, careful. Don't crash into them. Okay, this looks quite majestic, gotta say. Hopefully it's majestic enough not to kill us, because I really want to get that perfect playthrough because I know you have the chance to save everyone, and you also have the chance to kill everyone. So far we've managed to keep everyone alive. I guess we don't know what happened to Hunt and his like trusty crew, but yeah, I guess we never got any chance to learn anything more about it. But at least the people we were tasked with keeping alive were alive at the start of this journey. So hopefully they make it to the island and we can all get rescued, tell our stories. I don't have to deliver any bad news to anyone. Man, this scene is really beautiful. We are approaching another ice pile. Please don't crash it there. Okay, we're able to sail over ice, people. The day is safe. Man, it's all melting away and everything. Looks quite nice. I'm actually kind of curious what we'll actually find when we reach the Viscount Island. Will the ship still be there? Will we be able to recover some information from it? Will the rescue boat reach us on time? Terrifying, but profoundly beautiful all at once. Indeed. Let's continue ahead. Okay. By evening, you've nearly escaped the ice. The empty ocean is almost visible on the horizon. The boats lurch. The smell is horrendous. Though seemingly enticing to a large gathering of snow petrels, they shoot down from the sky at their leisure, scooping up a meal at a time. They're mackerel ice fish, I think. How do you know that? My father used to take me fishing whenever he could. Hammond stops rowing momentarily. Are you sure about that, kid? As you've been puking for the year straight, at least. The doctor goes red and tries to prove he can hold it in. Kasia furrows her brow, reading the camera. What do you think it means? Doesn't mean anything. A cold current, most likely, where the ice meets the ocean. Grimly calls from his boat. It's a bad omen. The living aren't supposed to be out here. Templeton grumbles to himself something about superstition. With the birds overhead, it's nigh impossible to avoid their droppings. At least it's warmer than the snow. Oh god. One finds its way into the doctor's hair. A fresh gastro perch follows suit. Kasia looks to you, uncomfortable, shielding the camera. What do you think, Captain? Okay, I'm preoccupied with sailing and being shot on, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm sure there's an explanation, whether we understand it or not. Sailors have made a career of defying where people shouldn't be able to go. Grimley's no different. I'm no different. Yeah, that sounds good. She seems satisfied with the answer, taking a photo across the water. Cordell lifts a fish from the ocean and presents it to Stanbury. The animal smells it before shying away from the food. She drops it back in the ocean and buries herself in the animal's furs. Okay, let's continue ahead. Okay, that's not looking good. After hours of rowing, we finally reach the open ocean. It's impossible to avoid the stingy sprays of the sea as they invade the boats periodically. Everyone is left bailing with whatever they can find. Cuts, mugs, even bare hands to lift out the water. The crew begin to curse into the night, at each other, and at the events gone past. It's the only means of protest that doesn't interrupt attempts to remain warm. Joining the incessant blasphemy, refuse to take part but allow the others. Tell the crew that there is no place for such language even out here. Let's refuse to take part but allow the others. Let the sailors sing their slurs into the night. Out here, each should be allowed their own reprieve. Nutley looks to see if you curse and decides it isn't safe. Templeton at least lets out the posh paragraph. Let's continue on. Is it a shark? Oh, it's a fog! Not the fog! kindly warn me of this. But like, was it? No, it was Hammond, I think. Oh no. Please don't tell me we get swept up into a storm or something. After all of this. Lightning flashes to the west, followed by rapturous thunder, underscoring the sounds of the sea. Hold fast! Your screams are lost in the thunder, as a large, rogue wave smashes against the boats. Rogue wave! Just about crested. A moment passes before the other two lifeboats join you. Every sailor knows the tales of rogue waves, freak anomalies that plague seas such as these. Hear singing, started by Junior. It soon infects the rest of the sailor folk, defiant against the storm. The song is about three sisters dancing to seduce a sailor. Oh my god. A second, larger wave hits the boats. The same again, just about. The sailors change key. Sing with them. Focus on task mechanics. Let's sing with them. You don't know the words, but you'll never forget this tune. Echoing as best as you can, the others follow suit from beneath the top. Even Templeton sings. Gotta keep that morale going. It's the only thing keeping us alive. Oh man, rogue waves, really? We really have to deal with this as well. The third, final, and largest of the waves hits the boats. You're lifted near vertical. Hold your breath. Keep singing. I mean, morale is good and all, but let's go, my friend. The water crashes around you. It feels like forever before your boat finally crests the wave. The tiller buckles in your hand. Your eyes burn from the salt of the sea. All three boats make the cross. Let's go! We survived 3 rogue waves. That's my crew. We finally make land. The navigator is the first to step on solid ground. He turns to the rest of you. Sudden. We've made it, ladies and gentlemen. Land at least. Week 39. Land. Okay. So, what now? I mean, we theoretically could survive one more end of the day. We simply have to use no food, no rations. Our decorum will go down to 9. We'll get a bunch of people sick and malnourished. Some people with frostbite, but we could theoretically do it. Let's look out across the ocean. You look out across the ocean and consider the journey thus far. Oh, okay, that's about it. To the hosh pot and the furnace. And I suppose let's enter the request then. I guess we're not out just yet. Check up on Hammond, who's... Was he always looking like this? The carpenter sent me. Says we ought to get building some proper gravestones for the dead. Can't say I disagree. I'll get to you. I'll get to it on your order. He leaves. Okay. A proper eulogy will also be expected. It would be best if you consider your words now, Captain. This is a difficult time for all. Okay. We have progressed beyond the last known location of the Viscount. Answers to his disappearance may lie on this isle. Captain, once we are through here, I would recommend you scout the area for any sign of human activity. For safety, of course. Okay. We have visited the gravesite. And I can approach the engineer as well. I suppose. Let's approach the engineer. You see the engineer tinkering away at some navigational equipment with his usual sour expression. Shit! Places the equipment on the side and lets out a grunt. Damn thing still doesn't work. Do you think it could be the environment? Someone gives you a sideways glance. Maybe. Couldn't begin to know. Not like we have any bloody experience for this. Not a bloody soul has come this far south. Who knows what's ahead? Having trouble? Kurt approaches. More noticeable limp on the man, forcing him to use his cane. What do you want? Still trying to get the compasses working again? Threatened that I might. The look on Kurt's face is one of hesitation, and his eyes dart around, doing all to avoid the gaze of Hammond. I have something to declare regarding my previous actions. Let's carry on. Carry on, Kurt. Well, I believe that in dire circumstances, pride can often take the better of us. Stop stalling. What are you trying to say? I would just like to apologize over our earlier scrap. I got carried away before, and I see it did neither of us any good. You're right there. It's not in me to hold a grudge, Hammond. Least of all, trapped out in this cold. Enough with the appeals, just spit it out, why don't you? We should be working together, and more importantly, I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize. Hammond pauses for a moment while looking towards Kurt. After that moment, he returns to tinkering with his equipment before finally speaking. Accepted. Excuse me, what was that? Apology accepted. And do you wish to apologize to Kurt, Hammond? You really are the bigger man, Kurt. So I can expect you two to work together from now on. Interesting. It's a difficult choice. Probably one that doesn't do that much. But yeah, I'm liking either the first or the third option. Yeah, let's go with the first option. And do you wish to apologize to Kurt, Hammond? Aye, sure, I apologize. Apology accepted, Hammond. Aye, sure. Well, I suppose I'll be off. Best of luck with your adjustments, Hammond. There's no chance of getting them working here. We're relying on you. I'm sure I'm a relic when compared to your machines. I'm relying on you. Ah, I see. Kurt steps away, returning to camp at large. Okay, so that was nice. We have something out there. Which one do I wanna do first? Visit the gravesite or cross the ridge? I suppose... Let's visit the gravesite. Oh, never mind. We have to do this first. There is... Huh. There's a cairn. Bolt action rifle. 40 food! No fuel though. Inside the cairn, you find a letter, some supplies, and a bolt action rifle. To you who finds this message, here lies the final testament of the Viscount. We made our arrival on the east shore of the island. Before moving on, we established a cabin, marked the landing point. There, you will find enough supplies to support a crew of 20 for a full year. While charting the perimeter of the island, the crew came across a cavern at the mouth of the central mountain. Captain Whelan decided to split the crew in order to chart the location further. His half were elected to enter the cave through the open stream, while we have been sent to mark the western coast on land. I don't trust the captain. Sorry if you're hearing sounds from outside. I don't trust the captain. His actions of late have been erratic, cagey. He has avoided all questions from myself and the rest of the crew. This behavior has only exacerbated since encountering the cave. Enclosed is an instrument that may be needed in some time. If you find said instrument to be missing from this cairn, then you will know that the worst has occurred. If you're reading this in our wake, another poor crew sent to this isle, heed my advice. Turn back. There is something truly wrong with this island. It has felt the touch of the Three Sisters, cursed to swallow poor sailors whole. If you are wise, you will not allow that to happen to you. Turn back. Signed, Bertram Reynolds, Head Scout of the Viscount. Interesting. So they didn't make it to here and then... To the crew for dinner, or visit... Okay, so we were calling the crew for dinner, I suppose. The crew have their meal. A wave of ease and rest falls over the crew, safe and fed. Dinner ends and slowly the crew make their way to the graves. The eulogy awaits. Okay. Let's check up with Templeton. Captain, we escaped the ice. We are on land. We are so close now. Sure. So very close. We both saw that cairn, Captain. Traces of the expedition which came before us. Sure, I believe we can still find the Viscount. Our mission can continue. Why is finding that ship so important to you? You really think there's a chance we could actually find it? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, surely. I know that after all this time, the specifics of our employ may seem inconsequential. But tell me, Captain, do you think the Appertons would pour all of this effort, put this many lives at risk, if they didn't think there was something truly... I have no fucking idea how to say that. Paradigm shifting, okay. I've never really seen the word spelled out. At the end of it, still have a mountain to ascend before making that choice concretely? Ask me that again then. Don't think for a second that we aren't going to finish what we started. I will make this clear, Templeton. I have no intention of recovering the Viscount. Our survival comes first. Let's go with this one. Still have a mountain to ascend before making that choice concretely. Ask me again then. Very well. We can discuss this further once we've traversed this mountain. He leaves. And no need to decide something before I have all the information. Let's check up on the doctor. Nutley approaches you. Captain, we've come a long way, haven't we? Not much longer now. We've grown quite a lot in that time, Nutley. Still got the mountain ahead of us. Yeah, let's go with this one. You've grown quite a lot in that time, Nutley. Have I? Am I any taller? Before we move on, there is something I have to confess. Something that I've carried on my back this whole time. I don't feel right keeping it from you any further, so I allowed Captain Hunt to abandon us. Wait, what? You did what? Explain. Explain. When the ship was going down, I saw him. Oh. I watched as he grabbed his supplies and began to take off onto the ice. He saw me, but didn't say a word. He knew that I was too spineless to do anything. I couldn't even bring myself to tell anyone. He was right. I was too spineless. Until now, at least. And now you know. Arthur, it wasn't your fault. Expect no punishment for this. Deception, assisted mutiny, subordination. I don't care about the mistakes of your past. Learn from this and move forward. Yeah, this sounds good. I should have known better before, but you're right. I'm sorry. The truth had to come out. Do what you will with this information. I'll accept anything you decide, Captain. Nutley walks off, returning to his tent. Well then. Interesting.